Hi, my name is David, and it is my pleasure to present to you this video today on how to operate your irrigation control timers. We understand that many of you have never operated an irrigation timer before, but we assure you that it's easy, and by the time you're finished with this short video, you'll understand everything you need to know about operating your timer. Let's move on to what we will cover in the video. In this video, we will cover the clock overview, setting your date and time, setting program start times, setting station run times, setting watering days, and other important features. Before we jump into learning all the different functions on the clock, we're going to learn our way around the clock. First thing I'm going to start with is the dial here. This dial is used to move through different programming options, most of which we'll go through in the training video here. You'll see the days of the week. You will see stations 1 through 8 in blue, which corresponds with the blue down here. We have stations 9 through 16 in red, or purple I guess. That goes with the middle selection over here. And we have 17 through 20, which goes with the green selection to the right. Down here we have a sensor switch. Do not worry about that. Here we have the on or up button and the down or off button. These are the buttons you'll use, much like the buttons on an alarm clock, to set the date, the time, and different functions in the programming. The program button, PGM here, is what you will push to change the different program. In our situation, we will only use program A, so don't worry about any of the other program buttons. If you do need to change it to A because it's accidentally set on a different program, press this button. Manual Start Advance. This is a button that will move you to the next item to program if, for example, you're working in the time, or if you need to manually start one of your stations, this is the button to do it. And that's it. Between the dial, this button here, and these 4 buttons here, you're going to perform all the functions in the programming. First, we need to set the date and time so the clock knows when to obey its programming. To do this, turn the dial to the time calendar position. The first thing you'll see is the hour flashing on the display. Use the up or down keys to set the hour to where it should be. Make sure the AM and PM are in the correct designation. Press the Manual Start Advance button to move to the minutes. The minutes should be flashing now. Set the minutes the same way you set the hour. Press again the Manual Start Advance button to move to the date. Proceed to set the correct month, day, and year the same way you set the time. When the date and time are set correctly, you are finished. Turn the dial to the auto position. To set the program start times, start by turning the dial to Program Start Times. The display will show the program, the start time number, and the program start time itself. Make sure the program is showing Program A. If it isn't, press the Program button until Program A is displayed. Next, press the up and down arrow buttons until the display shows Start Time 1. Press the Manual Start Advance button to move to the program start time. The program start time will flash when you do this. Use the up and down arrow buttons until you arrive at the start time you desire. Times are available every 15 minutes throughout the day, but it's best to water in the early morning. If you need to set another start time, you can actually have up to 6. Press the Manual Start Advance button till the start time number flashes. Press the up and down arrow buttons until the display shows 2. You can then set the second start time for the time you desire. When finished, turn the dial to auto. Before you set the watering times for each station, you will need two things. The first thing you will need is to know which area of your yard each station covers. Second, you will need a watering schedule ready so you can program the appropriate times for each station. Slide the switch at the bottom of the clock to the group of stations you want to set. If you are using the Rainbird ESP6 model, you will not have to switch, since this model only has 6 stations. Turn the dial to the station you want in the watering time per station section of the dial. The display should show the program, the station number, and its watering time in minutes. Make sure the program is set to A. Press the up and down arrows to set the minutes for that particular station. If you do not want the station to run, set the minutes to 0. Repeat this process for all of your stations, which may require you to slide the switch to the 7 to 12 position if you have more than 6 stations. After you have set your last station, turn the dial to auto. To set the watering days, turn the dial to day cycle. Look at the left edge of the display to verify that you are working in program A. Press the up or down arrow buttons until the display reads Custom. For some of you with a different clock model than this one that I'm using now, you will set a switch in the lower area of the panel to the custom position. Now turn the dial to Monday. The display will show the day, in our case Monday, followed by on or off. On means that the day is set to water, where off means the day is set not to water. If you would like Monday to be a watering day, press the up arrow for on or the down arrow for off. Turn the dial to the next day and repeat the process until the days are all set to how you would like them. When finished, turn the dial to auto. To set the clock to automatically run the programming that you have set, turn the dial vertically to the auto position. To turn your timer off, turn the dial to the off position. To test your stations, or even to see which stations correspond with each area of your yard, turn the dial to the test position. The display will read test with the amount of time in minutes afterward. Use the up or down arrow buttons to set the time you want each station to run during the test. Press the manual start advance button to start the test. Turn the dial to auto. What this will do is run through your stations one at a time, starting with the lowest numbered station. Each station will run for the amount of time specified. As the test runs, the station number and time remaining will be displayed on the clock. When finished, it will return to normal programming. We encourage you to use this feature often to learn where your stations are and to check the functionality of your sprinkler system. Well, we've now made it to the end of the video. By now you should be professionals in knowing how to program your irrigation control timers. We thank you for joining us, and we'll see you next time.